trade recap, and I didn't actually take a trade. So this week we've finally actually had some volume. Okay, so we've been very bullish for Euro USD, GBP USD, and the dollar's been very bearish, very bearish. As you can see from here. Monday, whoop. Now in a bearish week, bearish trend, as we know, Monday and Tuesday makes a high of the week. Wednesday and Thursday expand, and then Friday, end of the week, or it can be Thursday, but Friday, end of the week, you're expected to trade back into the range. So basically, it would look like this: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right now, Wednesday might be up here, give or take, but in a bearish market, that's how the week, right, typically is spread out. Not all the time, not every time, but a lot of the time. So today, not today, but this week, that's what's been shown. So why that's important? Well, going into Friday, I've seen how Monday and Tuesday played out as the high. Wednesday and Thursday have displaced very much lower. I'm then expecting Friday to be somewhat, in the opposite direction, which is bullish, and trades towards the range, the weekly range. So knowing this, right, I'll get into why I have this sell move marked out, which I didn't take because of the lower time frame. We have Asia failed to sweep, EU failed to sweep Asia highs, DXY successfully sweeping Asia lows. There's your SMT, right? DXY leading. And then I scaled down to the 5 minute and I watched price. Obviously we've come up, right? This is where DXY would have swept Asia lows. We've chopped, and we've not got the strong displacement. We get this, and I see the 5 minute, and I'm watching, and it wasn't. As I was saying, quick cut. Price here on the lower time frame wasn't giving me strong enough displacement below these lows for me to want to look to enter off this gap. Okay, and at this point, I flicked off charts. Right. This is the frustration with working full time. I just want to quit my job and do this. Fuck everything else. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm gonna do. Wait till I get qualified. I swear, I will be unemployed. I will be doing this shit, bro. Anyway, rant over. This is where the good setup comes in, right? As you can see from Thursday, we print this high, right? Wiki high. Now I've scrolled to the left. Is there anything really significant that we went to tap into? Let's get rid of these alerts. Delete. Please actually delete. Oh, cunt. I have to refresh. I'm not refreshing again. Who's that? Not good. Fuck off. Maybe it was this. No. Regardless of the fact, we print this high on Thursday, so it's like a previous day high. Previous day high sweep. Pretty much we sweep yesterday. So yeah, we sweep yesterday's high here on EU. Right, very nice, very nice. Right, very nice. Let's go to the DXY. Right, notice. No, that's GU. Notice. Yesterday's low. Look at this. Now you might be thinking, oh, we've tapped it. We've swept the low, Sam. We've swept the low. No, we haven't. We have not swept yesterday's low. We have not swept yesterday's low. What does that mean? SMT. What does that mean? Long, short EU. Right? Short EU. Now, I have mentioned on other videos that when EU sweeps the liquidity side. I've mentioned this both ways, right? I've mentioned that when EU sweeps the liquidity side and DXY doesn't, it's still a valid setup. But then I've also heard from more experienced traders, right, that when EU does sweep the side and DXY doesn't, that it's often a trap. Now, me personally, from what I've seen, it's not. A lot of the time, if EU sweeps and DXY doesn't, it's the exact same as if DXY sweeps and EU doesn't. Maybe I can do a little drawing to explain that, but like, you know, if EU comes and sweeps, right, and then displaces down, DXY comes, DXY comes and doesn't sweep, and then displaces upwards, right, and doesn't take out the low, but EU takes out the high, right? This is the liquidity, this is the liquidity. EU takes it out, DXY doesn't, it's still a valid. DXY takes it out, EU doesn't, still valid, right? From what I've seen other people say that it can often be a trap. I'm yet to see that consistently come into play. So until then, I have mentioned in other videos that it can be a trap, but that was me from, you know, other more experienced traders. Obviously, if someone more experienced than you are going to take their, you know, experience and wisdom into consideration. So that's why at one point I did lean to that sort of bias. But I remember before I heard that, I figured out through myself that it's quite a valid setup when it does happen, as EU being the leader. So I'm going to stick with it. So let's talk about how we could have got in this trade. So the time of this sweep is, you know, 10:10. Make sure it's more. Oh, my stomach. Oh, that does not feel good. 10:10 as well. Sheesh. Okay, so go to the lower time frame. This even it's in and of itself. Okay, no, that's quite nice. I mean, I don't trade IFVGs, right? 5-minute IFVG inverse, right? 5-minute gap. No break until we close above this low, really. And even then, it's just about a break. But we then tap the gap and then displace higher. And I mean, if you went to hit at 10:35, fucking 1 hour later, you're gonna be tweaking. I'm gonna be tweaking at 22 hours later. I can't lie. You have to be stone cold to see this and not start to panic. You know, 2 hours into your trade. If you're trading like me, if you're trading lower time frame anyway, like if you're not a swing trader, you want to be holding your trades for anywhere from 2 to like 5 hours, I think, anyway, because I've held trades for like 5 hours before when I enter it, because I do typically, because I'm up early for work, I do actually enter around these times from like, it can actually be like 5:30 up until like 6 or 7, just so I try catch like the full expansion of the move. However, I mean, I won't say a lot of my entries are there. I say quite a lot of them are also around the 10 a.m. window as well. 10 a.m. window and the 11 to 12, 11 to 12 afternoon window. Very rarely do I enter positions in New York, but this was, you know, a 10 a.m. setup. So let's see, yeah, obviously 5-minute inverse again. And I don't use IFVGs, so yeah. But this is quite good. I like this. Fuck off. I like this. This is good. I like that. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, like I said, that's good, okay? That's like a nice little... That's nice displacement, this whole move here, right? It's not nicest, but it's decent enough for Friday. Because it's still in line with my theory, my bias, whatever. We don't inverse that, but that... Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So if you didn't want to enter off this candle here at 12:30 is major. Right, that's quite big, that. Now, as far as I'm aware, there's no news. I don't think that's from news, but that's good. Right, strong displacement. Right, that's what I want to see. Or even these candles, but they just gets ran through anyway. But if like as you see this you get this big bullish candle that runs through these gaps. If we were to have this doja and then we would have closed bearish, that I would have entered off that as well. But yeah, entries for this setup, right? This would have been okay. I would have been happy with this, right? And then target at least Asia low or some high time frame structural low, or closure below this intermittent low. I'm thinking whether discretionary wise, is it a good idea to be looking at the 1 minute? Maybe. I mean, if you're going off the 1 minute here, this is quite a good displacement, right? I have to go in a minute because I need a shirt. Well, that's good displacement. That's a nice retrace. That's a nice retrace, and that's a nice point to end the sells from. Depends how I get Asia loads, but like, let's be real, right? Just to hold it through that, you have to be so cold-blooded, which is okay, right? I can be. I've done it before. I can do it again. That is insane. Like, yo. Oh, I'm gonna have to go. 1 sec. 3-part video, low key. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, you've got your entry up here on the 1 minute. 1 minute strong displacement. Below these lows. Right. I'm realizing that price as the reversal point, right? You've got this sort of structure, and then it'll chop, and then you start to get your reversal. Price won't always close below like this intermittent / external, just structural low. Like, price will like to close close to it, just barely close or wick, and then react upwards to like an imbalance. And then that's where you can watch the 1 minute for the reaction, and then enter sells or enter longs. But yeah, price will like, perfect world, price will just like close down here, come all the way back up, then come back down, but it will like come close to a low and not close below it and then come up. Which in your mind you can think, oh, didn't close below that low. Maybe this is a fake out, or maybe, you know what I mean? But when you like a lot, the main trade idea behind this was the week. Monday, Tuesday high, Wednesday, Thursday pushed lower, Friday back in the range. That's in terms of DXY. Euro would have been Monday, Tuesday low, Wednesday, Thursday high, Friday come bearish back into the range. And my Wi-Fi is cooked. Right, that's it.